Hello all, this is the Mr. Bean board game. It came out in 1998. I've looked all over YouTube and I've not seen one video at all of this board game, so I thought I'd put it out on here. Basically it's a Mr. Bean board game, and if you look here at the box, it says some will act, some will mime, some will draw, but all will laugh. And it says here, if you like to act, to draw, to mime, and most of all to laugh, this game is for you. But if you don't like to do any of these things, but you do like to have a laugh, then this game is for you. You do not have to have seen any of my adventures to play the game, but I'd very much love if you have. Chuckle chuckle. There's Mr. Bean, the board game. Basically, you start off there, you go down, round, up, round, down, up, and finish. Basically, you have these quiz cards here and there. You also have teddies that you go around the board with, and you also have a timer. And I'm presuming that the timer is for when you're acting things out. And obviously when you're going to be drawing something, there's the pad and pencil. There's a Mr. Bean dice here. And there's another one there. Right, so basically, this is the Mr. Bean game rules, right? I just want to get you to the part where it says what to do here. Right, so to move around the board by guessing Mr. Bean's clues and be the first person or team to reach a successfully play the finished square. The players. You need at least 2 players or 2 teams. A maximum of 4 teams or individual players is recommended, with the 2 teams of 2 rather than 4 individual players. You will enjoy a faster moving and more enjoyable game. Mr. Bean. 1 person will be Mr. Bean. He can be selected by a throw of the dice. Lowest score wins, or be a volunteer. Mr. Bean's role is to help every player or team in turn secure their new position on the board by helping them guess quiz card clues. He must be neutral, helping all equally. During the game, the person being Mr. Bean can change if one of the 4 sort of special event cards is drawn. The outgoing Mr. Bean will then join the team which the new Mr. Bean has come from. You can remove these cards before play if you want to ensure one person remains Mr. Bean throughout the game. You can change your mind and put them back at any time. Whatever makes you happy, it's that kind of game. So you've got game versions here. There's 2 ways you play this game. Both are always fun. Single bean. One person plays Mr. Bean throughout the entire game. In this version, the quality of Mr. Bean's performance is most important, as he or she will be the key character of the game. Throughout, some surprises can happen. This version allows as few as 3 players to play. Multi-Bean. In this version, there is one Mr. Bean on every turn. The person will change every turn, so every player is sure to be Mr. Bean at some point. Following our rules of Single Bean Way, a few variations necessarily for multi-bean play will be described in the chapter, the multi-bean version. Right, you've got moving. Throw the dice to determine order of play. High score goes first. There are 2 parts of every turn, moving and playing. Throw the Mr. Bean numbered dice. Move forward or back the indicated number of squares from the starting square. If you throw 1, -1, you miss a turn and pass the dice to the next team or player. If you throw a 1 or 5, you move ahead and play from any other square. If the score is 1 and you move back 1 square and play. If the score is 1 to 5, you move forward and play. After each move, you must play successfully. Correctly guess the clue and secure your new position on the board, or if you move 1 to regain your old position. Pick a quiz card. It tells Mr. Bean the word, expression, person or situation. He must help you guess. The colour of the square tells him the clue playing method. When Mr. Bean is ready to give the clue, turn over the sand timer. You'll have about 1 minute to gain the clue. If you guess the clue, you remain on your new square if you move 1 to 5. You return your old square if you move was 1. If you don't guess the clue, return to the square where you begin the turn. If you rolled 1, remain on the square if you move 2. Basically, you've got quiz cards, green square is mime a situation, act or expression. Orange square is say something without making a sound. Red square is mime anything, an object, a famous place, person or a short saying. Yellow square is draw something. Blue square is write in a special way. So basically, as far as I'm aware, you have to act like Mr. Bean, but Mr. Bean helps you on the way. Well, I suppose it seems pretty straightforward, but I was hoping that with it being a Mr. Bean game, that it would have been quite simpler, if you know what I mean. Because although adults do like Mr. Bean, and any ages do like Mr. Bean, I would have thought that a board game would have been more aimed for the younger generation of kids. But yeah, so basically there's no actual video of this on YouTube anywhere of Mr. Bean the game, so I thought I would put this on YouTube and hopefully get somebody to play it. I've never played the game, but I'm going to try to attempt to play the game with a friend. Yes, so basically there are some bits in the instructions. No, not the instructions. On the quiz cards here. For example, at the bottom here, it says here, paper pressed on someone's back while walking. So I suppose that's one of the ones that you have to act out. And then you've got, with paper on your chest, writing facing the audience, right or right to left for you. You've got, sit at a table facing the person in front of you, writing upside down. Standing on one leg, pressing the paper on the top part of your foot. Paper on your chest, writing facing the audience, right and left to you. Sitting at a table, paper is put under the tabletop. So I suppose they're ones that you have to act out. But these ones here are ones that I don't understand. Because with it being a quiz, you would have thought that there would have been a question. But it just says, to wash one's hands of something, baboon, killer whale, all roads lead to Rome. So basically, with those different coloured teddies there, the blue, the orange, the red, the yellow and the purple, I presume that it has something to do with landing on the teddy there. Presume so. So, there we have the Mr. Bean board game. I'm sorry I don't know that much about the game. I've only just received the game. But once I know a bit more, hopefully, I'll do another video. But there's the Mr. Bean board game. So I'm looking forward to that one there at the top where it says some will act. So presumably acting like Mr. Bean. Some will mime. Presumably miming like Mr. Bean. There we are. The Mr. Bean board game. Take care, guys.